How's it going, YouTube? I'm back, your movie guru, with another review. Uh, this week, it's actually been pretty slow as far as releases go. There's only one movie in wide release, and that was Miss Bala. This film was actually an American remake of a 2011 film of the same name. I did not see that film. I had heard of it before, but I never watched it. But I do know that that film had very positive reviews. I think it got I believe it was an 87% on Rotten Tomatoes, and then audience score was somewhere around 63, 65%. This film, like I said, the original Miss Bala was done in Spanish, Spanish language. This one was done in English. That film, like I said, got an 87%. This one was 27% critic score, but the audience score was more in par with the first film, 65%. Uh, this one was helmed by Gina Rodriguez, and I'd say she was probably my thoughts after seeing the film was she was the kind of silver lining of this film, in so much that her taking on this type of role and you getting to see her kind of action range or acting range, and then how she deals and having to act out certain scenarios. Uh, from this film, you can kind of extrapolate it further and say that you could see her doing more films of this type, or other movies in this genre. So that's probably the biggest takeaway I'd say coming from this film. Otherwise, being completely honest, the film was kind of forgettable. Uh, One of the things, or the most common criticism that I read about it, was that it's kind of messy. And when I saw the film, that is kind of how I would describe it as well. Uh, so you got the basic plot of it, just as if you look at the trailer, you can tell that this is a lady who, goes to Mexico for a friend's party, and through a turn of events, she ends up uh, getting caught between the cartel and the DEA. So, where she's kind of working for both when she doesn't want to work for either. Uh, that kind of subject matter was just the way that they portrayed it. It didn't really flow together well. This is one of the movies that I will say that I thought had a bit of problems with the pacing. There were some moments where things were going really fast, and then others were. I remember sitting in the theater actually thinking, okay, where are we going with this? What's going to happen next? When are we getting to the next meaningful scene? And so that's one of the things that I thought was a little bit iffy about this film, was the pacing. And then I didn't know this until I read one of the reviews that, but I did think was kind of odd when I was watching the movie, was that apparently they sanitized it so that it would have a PG-13 rating. Now, I'm all for clean films, I don't have a problem with that. But given the weight of the subject matter, it's kind of hard to portray it accurately and, in a way that's really gripping, that's going to get you involved with just the PG-13 rating. Films, of this kind of narrative, the most recent film that I can think of that kind of deals with the same subject matter, the Sicario films, which separate topic entirely, which I love those films. But I can't imagine those being done with a PG-13 rating, just given the subject matter. And so that is definitely something that I feel kind of hamstrung this film, and kind of held it back a little bit. That said, like I said, I didn't hate it. I just thought that it wasn't something that definitely something I'm not going to run out to the theater to see. Uh, January is typically a slow month for films. Like I said, this was the only wide release this week. There are a couple movies that will be coming out now that it's February. As things start to pick up towards the summer movie blockbusters. Uh, if, like I say, if you're just wanting to see something, you just want to get out of the house, you just want to go see a film, I'd say it's worth doing. Otherwise, this is definitely one I'd say just wait for the DVD, or I haven't seen it, so I can't really recommend it. But given the Rotten Tomato score, I'd say probably get on Netflix or Amazon, wherever they're playing it, and then just watch the original Miss Bala, because everything I've read about it, it's truer to the subject matter, and it's truer to the real story. Which, in case I didn't know, and a lot of you might not know, is the original film was based off a real person. Of course, they took liberties, creative license with some of the things that happened. This film, the American version, took even more. So that would probably be, even having not seen the original film, I would recommend going and watch the original film, vice this, unless, you're just a big Gina Rodriguez fan, or you want to, kind of get a sneak peek of, what possibly she might be able to have in store for future movies of this type. That's all for this one. Like I said, I really don't have to say too much about this movie. I'd give it overall 6.5 out of 10. Decent movie. Something I'd watch if it was on TV at home. Not something I'd, close my eyes and, God, I can't look at this movie anymore. But anyway, the next movie I'm probably going to review, Liam Neeson's got a film coming out next week. Really excited for that one. It's got great reviews, so that's probably going to be my next film. Hope you guys stick around for the ride. Once again, leave me a comment if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Hit the like, subscribe button. That's all I have for today. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Once again, thanks for watching. Appreciate the support.